Today's session is going to be a little bit different. I have something special and unique to share that I have recently revisited. A few months ago, I guess it was about 3 months, I mentioned I was really burnt out and I needed to take some time off. And this is true, but there was also something else going on that I couldn't quite put my finger on. At first I suspected possible entity attachment, but it wasn't that. They have a very specific pattern, as my experience, that they stick to, and I'm really quick to identify that. So that wasn't the case, but even though it had been about a week or so since I had taken some time, I just wasn't feeling well for some reason. Like my energy was low, I was cranky and irritable, and my body just felt terrible. And I just could not figure out what was going on. And all of the normal or the regular things that I use to work out my issues or problems or whatever's going on didn't seem to be working. And I was talking to a friend about it, and she recommended something that she uses called a 12D shield, which is also a powerful tool to use. There's a great video on YouTube that explains it. But the minute she said that, it triggered a memory and years ago. For those of you that are familiar with my work, you know that I get a lot of information through my morning meditations. And it came to me, I think, part of it, and then maybe the next day the rest of it came. I was shown to draw an energy protection around my property using sacred geometry. And in several ways, it is extremely powerful. I didn't think much of it at the time. And when I had the memory triggered, I realized that I had not done this in well over a year. I'm not sure how long it had happened. I thought, well, maybe that's what we need to redo the structure of the boundaries. And basically, you can do it sitting in meditation with your eyes closed. I did it in the house. You could also do it with your eyes open in the house. I've done it outside on the property. And basically, I was shown, I just use my hands. You can do whatever feels right to you, however you use your magic and your power. And I drew a square around the property, and then from the square, the corners, the opposite corners, I drew a pyramid up into the sky above the house, and then a sphere around the house and under the ground under the house. And I had no idea what I had done. I knew it was for protection, but I didn't realize how powerful. And after I mentioned this to her, she's like, that sounds familiar. Have you ever looked it up? Which I didn't. And oh my gosh, I just want to share this information with you. I was actually quite surprised at what I found. Okay, let me see. Here we go. Okay. In metaphysical and spiritual practices, creating an energy grid for protection using specific geometric shapes is believed to harness different energetic properties. The square, the pyramid, and the sphere each contribute a unique type of shielding. So the square is associated with stability, grounding, and structure, and a protective grid. It helps to establish strong, firm boundaries, acting as fortress or solid foundation of defense around the physical space, like a home or property. It is believed to anchor energy to the physical realm, creating a reliable and steady barrier against unwanted influences. And for the pyramid, a powerful amplifier and focus of energy and a protection grid, it is often used to channel and beam protective energy outward or upward. Its structure is thought to collect energy from the earth and from the cosmos, focus it and direct it in the direct it with precision, creating a potent and active shield. The 3D structure of the interlocking pyramid is specifically used for powerful, multidimensional spiritual protection and connection to higher consciousness. And the sphere represents wholeness, unity, and all-encompassing flow of energy. When used for protection, the sphere shape creates a gentle, continuous 360-degree energetic buffer or bubble that surrounds the protected space or individual. This field allows beneficial energies to flow freely while deflecting or transmuting negative energies. Offering a complete and uninterrupted shield, it provides a sense of energetic completeness and integrity. By combining these shapes in an energetic grid, practitioners aim to create comprehensive and multidimensional and multi-layered defense system around the person, the home, the thing, powerfully focused and directed, totally encompassing. Okay, so this blew my mind. I mean, I know sacred geometry is powerful and grids, but for whatever reason hadn't put two and two together. And like I said, it had been so long, I had forgotten about it. So immediately, once I realized this, I restructured the grid around the property, and within a few minutes, I could feel an amazing difference. And as the day went on, I started to feel like my old self, the way I had. Like, I had realized that over several months I had been breaking down, and all energy was oozing and seeping in. I didn't realize how much ick was out there. Else, but I always do, like, you know, some type of protective bubble or something. But it was slowly breaking down, and I don't remember the last time I felt so horrible. And my friend actually took it a step further. She also did it, tested it, tried it out, and she said she noticed an immediate difference. A Merkaba over top of the sphere, which I thought was really interesting. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to try it. So I wanted to, with Reiki today, I wanted to create this for you. So you can use this video anytime. It doesn't have to be just the property, your home. If you don't feel comfortable doing an entire space, you could do like a room if you live in apartment buildings or something. It can be used on people. It can be used on animals. Like, I hadn't thought of this before, and recently I was kind of concerned about my cat because this is the time of year coyotes start to come in closer to homes. And as I was waking up in the morning, which is another way I get messages when I'm, you know, in that in-between state, I heard to use it on my cat. And I was like, oh, wow, I hadn't even thought about using it for anything else. So, you know, it's limitless. You can use it for anything. So this is so exciting to me and extremely powerful, but also recommend experimenting with it, trying it yourself, because it will work and it will be very powerful for me to do this for you, but it's even more so if you do it yourself. So like, you can do it in meditation, you can do it with your eyes open inside your house, on the property, in front of, you can visualize a person or an animal if you want to do protection for them. But it is just phenomenal. I can't wait to hear your experiences after you try this. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Let's take a deep breath in and slowly out. So I'm just doing a bit of a clearing around you, getting the energy moving, flowing, lightening any heaviness. And again, you can use this anytime. If you use it for your space, if you want to use it for your person, a loved one, an animal, an object, anything that you want some extra protection. And also, like I said, this is so powerful. It lasted at least a year, but I suspect it was actually a little bit longer before it started breaking down. But believe me, I'm not going to wait that long. Every now and then I like to redo it to make sure that there's no holes or leaks or anything like that, especially if there's been outside interference. Okay, starting with the square and behind, and from each corner of the square, pyramid, and the circle. Now, I'm just going to leave it at that. If you want to add a Merkaba, you can. I want to do a little more research on that before I share what I've learned or my personal experience with adding that. I'm just allowing this Reiki and this beautiful sacred geometry grid to do all of this incredible, amazing work. It is one of the most powerful techniques and tools I've ever used for protection. And again, I recommend learning to do this yourself. It's very simple, it's very easy. It's just all about your intention, your power. You all have it. You're all capable of this. You're safe, you're protected, you're loved. You're safe, you're protected, you're loved. And when creating this, also, it's very important, as much as possible, if you can, try to create it out of joy and love. Because, you know, remember, the more you focus on something, and if you're doing it out of fear, you're just going to be pulling and attracting more of that in. So I think also once you start to feel how powerful this is, you'll break away from that if there's any fear involved. Feeling the power of the sacred grid. Feeling that electrical charge, the divine protection. Building from any pervasive energy. A steady, stable foundation. Feeling healthy, alive, and awake. Feeling the divine influence. Feeling safe, feeling loved. The powerful healing of divine consciousness fills your every cell. You are whole, healthy, vital, and at peace. You are pure, clear, and balanced. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for all of your love and support. Everything that helps this channel grow and reach more people. Until my next video, highest blessings and infinite gratitude. Sat Nam.